You know what today's episode is?
You know I don't, Jared. I'm gonna let you tell me. I'm gonna let you tell me, Jared.
It's Namor. It's on the sheet.
I don't trust none of the documentation now.
How do you not trust any of the documentation? You just don't be paying attention. That's what it is.
I'm ready. You ready?
I thought we started the show.
Okay, bet. Bet. We doing it then.
Five, four.
We've been
Right?
doing it. We've been on. You don't need no countdown. We in it.
Oh my God, DeMarcus. DeMarcus,
Did you
you know
watch the
what, I,
presidential debate while you over there
yes,
tweeting?
I did.
I didn't watch it. Give me a
I'm
recap.
sure you saw clips.
Not yet.
You didn't see any clips of the president. Like, DeMarcus, what do you be doing at home?
Watching anime, bro. Playing video games.
And talking to girls.
I mean, that's on the list. Wouldn't say
Did
it's that.
you did you see Demon Slayer?
I haven't watched that one yet. I was watching um Kaiju number 8. And
I was about to watch that next. I was about to watch that next, but
it
it
was
was time
good,
to do the
Jared. It was
show.
good. Like the wrap up to that fight. Oh,
Hmm.
yeah, very satisfying. Very
I
satisfying.
already know what happens, so yeah.
But to watch it, to see it play out on screen.
Yeah, that's different. Even
Mm.
with Demon Slayer, it was very different. Like I was on the edge of my seat. I was on the
Also, Edge
edge
of
of
my
my
seat,
seat.
number 8. I can't wait. I can't wait to watch Demon Slayer right after we get through.
Yeah. It's really good. It is
hmm
really, really good. But anyways, DeMarcus, how's your
hmm
week this week?
It was pretty good. You know, I had the a design conference 2 days out of last week. So Wednesday and Thursday, I was at the Figma design conference. It's called
Did y'all
Confi.
vote on a new color?
No, it
Mm.
was more of like they selected a few leaders in the industry to come talk and just like talk about whatever they had going on. And some of the talks were like really interesting. Like the first one I went to was like was a dude who worked at Disney who was a creature artist, and he was talking about just like getting into nature and solving problems, being inspired by nature, and that nature has like solved a lot of the problems that we as humans face in the world. Um, a good example is he was talking about like how sharks have like these micro scales uh, on their bodies that prevent bacteria from building up, and so now they use that same kind of thing like in hospitals so that like bacteria doesn't build up on their equipment.
Mm.
hmm hmm
Interesting.
yeah, yeah. Let's see another good talk. I mean, so like there were good ones like that. I think the good ones for me were the ones that like changed the way I think about my job or changed the way I approach something, or that gave me like some specific technical knowledge that I needed. There were also a lot of bad talks, and a bad talk was something like a person is like, oh, I made this app and you should use it because XYZ
XYZ.
reason.
Hmm.
Yeah. And I'm like I don't really come to this conference to be sold anything, but
Yeah.
I see you, bro, I guess.
Um, Let me ask a question that the listeners want to know.
Mhm.
This is now
Who are the
this.
who is this particular listener? Because I don't feel like the listeners in general be wanting to know anything from me specifically.
Yeah, because you said you were going to do something, and I just want to see if you did it or not. Okay, that look says that you didn't do it. So how was the first episode of the Miss Pat show?
I couldn't find it actually.
So I
What
sent you
is
the
it
link.
on?
I sent you the link. So if you look through
Yeah,
your text messages, click on the link. There go the episodes. And I also said that on the BET app, you can get it, and there's a free trial for 7 days.
I went on the BNT app, and I
Okay.
think I've already used my BT free trial. I had BT Plus at one point, like through my provider. and I couldn't get back on it. Um, and then yeah, it is so they took us if you buy BT through your provider, you're not they don't give you BT Plus anymore. They give you BT Now, which is doesn't
Gross.
have everything on there. Yeah, yeah. But so yeah, I was looking for it and I couldn't watch it. That's what happened. Like I definitely tried. I'm
Mm,
not a complete liar.
sure.
And then I don't want to watch it on these like illegal torrent sites and get a virus on my computer.
Okay. Well,
You know,
you can use another email.
I'm not that desperate.
Wow. So you're just going to completely X out what you said you were going to do for this podcast, even after you heard that I suffered through Ted
You didn't
Lasso.
suffer. Ted Lasso is actually pretty good.
It wasn't to me to see a whole bunch of white people in the middle of Whiteville doing white things. That wasn't interesting to me.
How was your week, Jared?
Um, I was actually happy because I knew you were going to do what you said you were going to do, but now I'm just disappointed. Other than that, I finished my screenplay.
Mm.
Um, yeah, and I gave it to some people to read, and I haven't heard anything back yet. So
Yeah, I imagine it takes a little while to read a screenplay. How many pages is it?
92.
Oh, that's not bad at all. I thought it was longer.
I mean, how long should it be?
I have no idea. I have no idea how long a play should be. I thought it would be like as long as a
A,
book, at least.
a play?
A screenplay.
Ben Corey Jones said that I should make at least 100 pages, but I was like, I can't add no more scenes to just be like, what was that word? Just filler scenes. I can't do
Hmm.
that. So I had to stop it at 92 and yeah. Um,
Well, he's the one that knows what he's doing.
I
So,
know he
so
has
you chose,
multiple movies, multiple TV shows, executive producing and directing. So I
you
should probably
said,
listen.
"Hey, give me some advice," and he said, "Ah, no, I'm not gonna do that."
I know. But like I was like, maybe if he just reads it, he might like
Hmm.
it where it is. Because I got it to 92, but like it just felt like I was putting in a whole bunch of filler stuff. But oh no. But then of course I have to go back and do other drafts. Like this is just my first draft. So yeah. Yeah. Other than that, nothing else is really happening with me. Let
Hmm.
me think. So I go to the dentist next Tuesday.
Okay, are you excited?
No, I haven't been to the dentist in years.
Hmm.
I know
Hmm.
that I'm about to be
Oh,
embarrassed because,
they about to lean into them teeth. Like
yeah, they
they,
are.
they gonna stand on your jaw and clean your teeth with a jackhammer.
Yeah, they are. Um, so I go on Tuesday and I'm just embarrassed because I know it's going to be a white dentist and I just feel like not as comfortable as I would be
Hmm.
with a black dentist. But then I feel like a black dentist would get on me harder than with a white
Hmm.
dentist's
Oh, so you're
silence.
avoiding going to the black dentist because they're gonna hold you accountable?
I'm avoiding going to the dentist, period. But like I feel like a white dentist would be silent in their condemnation of me, and a black dentist would just tell me how worthless my mouth is.
Nah, I mean, I feel like white dentists would just be like, hey, yeah, you should, just stick to your brushing and your flossing, et cetera, et cetera. Make sure you're regular on your distance of visits. A black dentist gonna be like, hey, man, you know better
Yeah,
than this.
yeah. And that's what I don't want to hear.
But you
I
know
don't.
better, Jared. That's what you need to hear.
Okay. Well, maybe it's what I need to hear, but it's not what I want to hear. So, yeah. DeMarcus, you know what else I realized this week? while I
Mm-hmm.
was, having another one of my sleepless nights, I realized that you unfortunately are the closest thing that I have to a real relationship. Because we talk every week, we do stuff for each other. You
Hmm.
got me a Christmas gift. So I'm like, is this what a boyfriend feels like?
I don't think
Or
I
is
think there's
this
overlap.
just is this just um straight, I don't know, that thing that gay people have when they're around straight people, straight longing, maybe.
Straight longing. Is
Yeah.
that what? So you're longing to be straight? Or
No, not at all. You know I'm not. Some gay people often lust after straight people. That's what I'm trying to say.
wow.
Yeah.
We've been friends for like 13 years. Then that's what this has been the whole time. You should have told me that in year one.
It's not, DeMarcus, and you know it's not. But I'm like, is this like what is happening here? Because I was like, because I watched a movie,
Hmm.
um, and after the movie went off, I was like, is this what a relationship is? But yeah, that's what I was thinking
What
of.
movie?
It was some love movie, a gay love movie, about how the president's son in America is in a relationship with the queen's son in Great Britain. It's called like Red,
Hmm.
White, and Blue or something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, that's what I was thinking of this week. I was like, God. So maybe I
Hmm.
need something else to do. Another person, another human to talk to.
Jared, I think you want and need a relationship, like a real boyfriend, like someone you can go out and hold their hand, y'all can kiss in
Mm-mm.
public. You
Mm-mm.
know what I'm saying he can wrap his arms
Mm-mm.
around you and you feel his little thing
Oh
poking you in the
no.
back.
Oh no. Well, maybe. Maybe that last bit, but no. I think
Yeah,
that I
Jared.
just need to talk to a real human. So I may go on those little,
Now,
do they have those video rooms where you can like do like a
like Omegle,
roulette?
like chat roulette.
Yeah, chat roulette. So I'm
I
thinking I'm gonna
think
go on.
nowadays is Omegle. That's the one everybody using, I think.
Yeah, I
Mm,
think I'll go on that and see if I can find some more friends.
Jared, I think you want a relationship. I think
No.
that's what I think your body is telling you. And I think, and to answer your question, I think there's overlap, and I think that you should choose partners who, when you spend time with them, it feels like you're hanging out with your closest friends. Um,
Mm,
and I think that's like one of the key ingredients to a long lasting relationships that there's a foundation of friendship, and that they are first and foremost here for your best interests. Because for a long time, I was like, for a long time, and I even told my therapist this, I was like, I don't see my partners as my friend, like the same as like I see my friends. Like
wow,
if you're my girlfriend, I'm not looking at you like, oh, like, yeah, this is my best friend. Like, nah, like you're my
that's
girlfriend.
horrible.
Very different. Because, and I'll tell you why. Because with my best friends, I can say anything. I can tell them anything, and there's no judgment. Like well, I won't say there's no judgment, but there's no reprimanding. Like I'm not going to be punished for anything I say, even if it's wild, even if it's offensive, even if it hurts their feelings. You know, like if I hurt their feelings, they'll tell me that I hurt their feelings, and we can like hash that out. But
Hmm.
it's not going to be um like I can talk to my best friends and be like, yo, last night I was out at the club, right? And I saw the girl with this fat ass, you know what I'm saying? She started twerking on me, and boy, your boy was going crazy. and they're gonna be like, "Oh man," it was like, they're like, "Oh man, it's a crazy story." Sounds like she had a good time. Um, I tell that same story to my girlfriend, and they're like, "Who is this girl? Why was you dancing with her all night?" So, like, did you get her number? Do you like her or something? Like, it's an issue. You know what I'm saying? It's not just like a fun story about my night.
So
So I
you
guess like
get with people
the
that you
long
have
story short, the
to,
long story short, hold on now. The long story short is that I don't think I can be my full self
yeah.
with. I haven't dated folks I can be I haven't dated a lot of people who I can be my full self with
So why are you dating them? If
because
you can't be
I
yourself,
think
why
that's a
are you
myth.
dating them?
I think it's a myth that I think it's a myth or very rare that you meet that you will be in a relationship where you can be your full self.
DeMarcus, that's horrible. And then you just said
Hmm.
that I should get a relationship. Why would I not want to be in myself with
I
somebody?
just
Be in the
told you,
closet in my relationship with who I am. That sounds so
Jerry.
stupid and
Jerry,
dumb.
Jerry, you forgot about the first thing I said. I said your relationships should
Hmm.
mirror your friendships with your closest friends. That's
Okay.
what you should be looking for. And then I was saying that I have not always found that.
And then why
And
would
then I said
I?
that,
Okay, you always talk about being in relationships. So why would I want to be in a relationship like yours? Because that's all that you know. If you can
it's not all that
even
I know. I said I
be,
haven't found that often.
if you can even be yourself in a relationship, I don't want that. I'm not going back in the
Mhm.
closet for my relationship.
Ain't nobody saying going back in the closet, Jared.
I mean, you are in the closet. You're in the closet with your thoughts and actions around these potential partners because you can't even be your full self with them. So you are in the
Mm,
closet.
I don't think, Jared, there's so many
Yes, that's what
perspectives and
being in the closet is.
there's so many facets
Oh
to
my God,
relationship
Demarcus.
that it's hard for us to paint them all with such a wide brush. Because from another perspective, you can be like, oh, that's disrespectful to your relationship. You shouldn't be
It
going out dancing
is.
with people like that. I know a lot
Mhm.
of people like that. I know a lot of people like that. But I also know a lot of people that's like, yo, dancing is dancing. Go have a good time.
Why wouldn't you be with somebody that accepts you for all that you are?
You know, that is always the goal. And I think like as you get to know people, you become more of yourself. And then sometimes it reaches a point where it's just like, oh, like this is a new level of your true self that I'm learning, and I don't like it.
Demarcus, I
Or
think
folks change
that
their minds. Folks grow and change. I think what I've run into a lot lately is folks changing their minds.
Demarcus, I think that you have to really come out the closet with these girls because it
I
gets
think
better.
I think I think you need to find a new turn of phrase than come
No,
out.
that's the term. That is
No,
the
it's
term. That's
not.
the best term for your
Jared, I'm
predicament.
finna end this segment and we finna start the show.
No, you need to come out the closet. It gets better on this side. You need to come out the closet with these girls. Um, okay, Demarcus, let me go ahead and put our listeners on to something really good. This segment is going to be sponsored today by MoviePass. Can you tell
Okay.
them a little bit about MoviePass?
Well, Jared, you know that I can. MoviePass is a subscription service that allows you to see multiple movies in a month for a set price. They have different tiers. So the tier that I was on for a long time was the like $20 tier. You get to see 3 movies a month. It is a point system. So you can finagle your points and stretch that into 4 movies if you want.
Mhm.
So it's all about how many movies you want to see and how much you want to pay. Yeah, I think that's the spiel today. That's what MoviePass is, and that's what this segment is.
It sounds
I'm
like a
I'm trying
really
to go
good
see a movie
deal.
after work tomorrow.
Oh,
Yeah,
what
it
you
is a
gonna
really good
see?
deal. I
Oh,
don't
A
know. I
Quiet
want
Place
to. Ooh,
2?
ooh, ooh. Is it already? Oh, actually, no. I said I was gonna see that with my friend, so I gotta wait on that one.
Mm.
But maybe Bad Boys, the Bad Boys movie. I haven't seen
Kyle
any of
worked
the
on
new.
that. And Ethan.
Kyle, who?
They're new RDO from 2020 for
Mm.
from Hampton.
Mm. Okay, that's what's
Yeah,
up. Damn.
yeah, yeah. Colin
What
Ethan.
he what work did he do on that movie?
He was a PA.
Okay, okay. That's what's up. I like that. Um, so yeah, I might go see If. Ooh, I might just see Mad Max Furiosa.
If is out on digital, Mad Max is out on digital. So, but
Oh,
nothing
true.
beats the movie experience, especially when these movie directors
Hmm.
are making movies for that movie going experience. So that's why everybody needs to go ahead and get Movie Pass. Okay, so what I'm going to put y'all on today is this amazing new movie. It came out recently on Shudder, and it is called In a Violent Nature. Let me make sure it's called In a Violent Nature. Okay, yeah, it's called In a Violent Nature. This movie is so unique. So it's okay. How do I start this? Okay, like Jason and those other like supernatural stalkers that stalk people. They walk slow and they kill people gruesomely.
Hmm.
Okay, so
Like,
this
yeah.
movie is over the shoulder of the killer, like God of War. Like it's over the shoulder of the killer.
Mm.
And
Hmm.
so you're following the killer. And so like you'll walk into a conversation that's already starting by the other people there. But then
Hmm.
he kills them and you see him stalking these people and he doesn't talk like how those Jason and everybody else doesn't
Hmm.
talk. And he gruesomely kills, this group of friends. And it's
Hmm.
so unique with its delivery, the whole concept of what's going on. Of course, the murders are very gruesome, violent, and they're new. Um, I definitely, definitely recommend In a Violent Nature anybody, to anybody that even remotely likes, Jason, Mike Myers, whatever. So
Hmm.
today's put you
Okay.
on is In a Violent Nature. It's on
Where's
Shutter
that on?
now. Um,
Hmm.
but it is
Shut her
an
down.
no Shutter. It's on Shutter now.
Oh, okay. Shut her now. Okay, Shut
Yeah,
is the platform. All
yeah.
right.
So yeah, Watch in a Violent Nature is really, it doesn't really have a plot, but it's such a unique concept that you can't take your eyes off of what's going on. So yeah, In a Violent Nature. Do you have anything you want to put them onto this week?
I don't think I have anything this week. Let me think. Let me think back. I started watching Windbreaker on Crunchyroll. It's an anime. Is about this kid who wants to be like the strongest fighter or whatever. There's no like magic. It's more like one of those high school anime. One of those high school gang anime. So
Hmm.
um, he goes to, he's a bad kid or whatever. So he goes to his like alternative school way out in the boonies. But it's like a famous alternative school for being like filled with the toughest fighters. And he's like, I want to go there and I want to be the strongest fighter there is. I want to be at the top of the totem pole. Um, he gets there and he finds out that this high school actually protects the town that they live in. And so, and it shows him, and like when he gets there, the people in the town are like, "Oh, you go to the high school, the local high school, like, oh, here, take this for free, have a good day." They're like treating him nicely. He's never been treated nice before. So now he's like, "Oh, snap." He's like, "Oh, life can be good." He's like, "I can be a good person." So it's sort of like a coming of age, like fighting anime kind of story. But it's not bad. It's not bad. It's a nice quiet watch for myself.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely saw that and was not interested because it doesn't have any magic. But
Mm.
let me ask you, you say you were watching this one anime. It's about like, it says something about a crow in the title. and it's
Oh,
like cat.
like Kurosagi or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. How is that?
I'll stop watching it.
Okay, that's what I thought.
It
All
was
right.
because it's just so slow and like there are interesting things that happen. Like he at one point he sells his assistant to like a brothel and he just has to work there for like a few months. But like it's a real smart anime. And so like everything the guy does is like for a reason. So when he sells his assistant to the brothel, it's not because like he just can't pay the debt or whatever. He's like, he's like, I've heard that the folks that's trying to like usurp the throne for me have been meeting in this brothel. So I want you to work there for a while to gather information. But he doesn't tell him that. The guy doesn't know all the information. He's just like in there working. He's just
Mm,
like, like, oh, my princess abandoned me.
mm.
Yeah. So I mean, I do plan to finish it, but I'm probably gonna watch it the way I watch Windbreaker, where it's gonna be like one of my off anime.
I started watching Free Run.
Really?
Yeah, it
That
was
show is
so
full of magic.
crazy.
You're gonna love
Yeah,
it.
yeah, it was so crazy because like I had stopped, last year or whatever, and I
Hmm.
picked it up because you kept talking about it. So I was like, let me just go ahead and see what this is about. And I picked it up in the dub. And I'm right when I picked it up after the episode I left off was
Hmm.
when she went in prison and she cut off that guy's head. So it started to get really good. So yeah, I'm watching Frieren kinda. It's not like my main anime, but I
Yeah.
watch an episode or two.
One of your secondary, tertiary anime.
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? They add just as much value to your life. They get you through those dull times. Maybe I want to watch something in dub, and I don't want to watch my main anime in dubbed. I
Me
want to watch
neither.
my main anime subbed.
Hmm.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So that is it. We're gonna come right back with more Black Geek Energy.
BGEN. Was that fast enough that time?
BGE commercial? It's Jared here, and before we go more in depth with our geeky discussions, I want to talk to you about something important. Life's an epic quest, full of twists and turns. But guess what? We got a partner for you in this adventure, BetterHelp. You heard it right. BetterHelp.com will connect you with a licensed therapist who gets it. Whether you're battling real life feelings or just need someone to chat with, BetterHelp is your quest guide. So, fellow geeks, go to betterhelp.com/BGEpod. As a listener, you get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com/BGEpod. Because leveling up your mental health is just as important as saving the universe. BetterHelp, because even heroes need support.
And welcome back, everybody, to your favorite Black Geek Energy show about everything comic books, anime, games, and everything else. My name is D Marcus.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, and I am joined
No,
by
no, 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 no,
I
no,
had a D
no.
word ready. I had a D word ready. You oh, the D is for demand.
Okay,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because
That's
do do
nasty.
you do you
It's not that
feel
kind of bad.
demanding right now?
Nah, it's not. I ain't gonna tell the story. Just know it's for demand today, and it's nasty. It's not that kind of podcast, so we're gonna leave it
Oh,
at that.
okay. Well, okay. I'm
And
Jared,
I
your
am joined
host.
by.
And I'm Jared, your host with the most. And DeMarcus, do you have a game for today?
I do have a game for today. It's your favorite game. You said you like this, so wanted to bring it back for you. We're gonna play. Give me a list.
Okay.
A
Okay.
list. Um. All right. Do you need a reminder of the rules? I will read it to you anyway.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So give me a list. This
Hmm.
game is created by Jared. Give him a round of applause. Jared brought this game to the show. So I'm gonna come up with a topic or a category or genre, and then you, Jared, just gotta give me a list for it. Just give me. Yeah, I'll tell you the number of items you need, and I'll tell you the amount of time you have. We'll start the
Hmm.
timer. You give me the list, and you win if you are able to complete the lists.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, bet. So first list, I'm pulling up my timer. You're gonna have 20 seconds for this first list. Where did it go? Okay, there it is. Now, first list, you have 20 seconds.
Hmm.
Name five long-term relationships in the comic book universe in 20 seconds. Long term. So we ain't talking about no 1 or 2 years. We ain't talking about no little spring fling, no little summertime, getting mine. Long term through the thick and the thin. Go.
Sue and Reed Richards,
Mhm.
Peter Parker and MJ. Um, uh, I just had Scott and Jean and Lois Lane and Superman and Aquaman and Mera.
That was right on the 20-second mark. All right. You said Sue and Reed. You said Pete and MJ.
Hmm.
Aqu- uh, Aquaman and who?
Mera,
Mira. Okay.
Mera.
Mera, not Mira. Mera. Um,
Okay, whatever.
what was the other two?
Superman and Lois, Scott and Jean. Um, yeah.
That's it. Soup and Lois and Scott and Jean.
Mhm.
Okay. Let me see. Pete and MJ, they did get married. Okay, I'll give them that. They did get married.
Mhm.
Aquaman and Mera. Is that her name in Aquaman in the Aquaman comics? And D? You mean
Yeah, that's her name, right?
okay, okay. You said it's her name, it's her name. I'm not gonna double check these. Superman and
Yeah.
Lois, yeah. Do Superman and Lois ever get married, or is just
Yeah.
she been his girlfriend forever? All right.
It's the 20s.
I ain't never seen a Superman Lois Lane wedding or a Clark Kent Lois Lane wedding. I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying.
I don't remember one either, to
Um,
be quite
and
frankly.
girlfriend for life.
But they are married.
Uh, okay. In which universe? Not this one.
It is this one. Lois has a ring.
hmm And then Scott and Jean, which is complex because was it Jean or was it Madeline?
Yeah, yeah, true. Scott never married Jean, but he married Madeline and had a kid with Madeline.
Mm.
So,
Mm.
but
So is it Jean or Madeline?
it's Jean because Scott will
He's
always
with
love
Jean now.
Jean. Yeah, he's with Jean
So
now.
did Jean just like co-opt the marriage from Madeline after they found out she was a clone? Was just like, you know what? Put the ring on my finger. I'm married you now,
So in
even
the
though we
comic,
actually never had a ceremony.
so in the comics, after Jean died, Scott went to Alaska where
hmm
Madeline was, and Madeline looked
hmm
exactly like um uh Jean. So he stayed
hmm
up there for a couple of months, married her, had a kid with her, and then he came back to the mansion and Jean was at the mansion or something. So yeah. Yeah, it was kind of weird, but it wasn't like a, you know,
hmm It wasn't like
Scott
a.
Scott really loved Jean.
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. All right. Cool. Next list. Give me six comic book characters that
Hmm.
have been unfaithful to their long-term person.
Oh shoot.
You have 15 seconds. Are you ready?
No.
Oh, well, here we go. 15 seconds starting now.
Uh the Joker. Um the Penguin. Pete the Pied Piper. Luthor. Cheetah.
That's
Uh
it. That's it. That's it. I'll let you slip that last one in there. You said cheetah?
yeah.
Okay. You named a lot of villains here.
Yeah.
You named a lot of villains. And I don't know any of these villains to have ever been in committed monogamous relationships. The
Hmm.
Joker is an automatic non-starter. That ain't even how he operate.
The Joker was in a committed long-term relationship with Harley.
That wasn't a committed long-term
It
relationship.
was committed long-term, and he
Mm-mm.
beat her and cheated on her. That's
Mm-mm.
part of the story.
I feel like that's more.
No, that was part of the
I
story.
don't even know what to call that because the Joker, I guess, like, I don't know,
That's part
man.
of the story. You got to read the Harley comic book.
I don't know because was that even a relationship? Because that was just like abuse.
Yes.
I guess it was an abusive relationship. It was horrible. All right,
Yes.
I'll give that to you. I'll give that
Mm-hmm.
to you. All right, you said the Penguin. The Penguin was married, wasn't
Mm-hmm.
he?
Yes, the
Okay.
penguin was married. He even has two kids.
Hmm.
But he was having sex with anybody.
Penguin Junior and Penguinette.
We could call him that.
But okay, and he was messing around with his wife.
Yeah.
With whom?
I don't know the little
Then
floozies, the little people that would come into the casino, the ice
the
casino.
iceberg.
Yeah.
I don't know about that one, Jared.
Why don't you know? I'm currently reading the Penguin comic book.
Oh, Penguin has his own comic.
Yes, it
Wow.
was on my list for best comic books of the year for 2023 for the Jardo Awards.
I don't bet you them damn boys. The Pied Piper.
Uh-huh.
So when you said this one, I thought you was just joking and saying some bullshit. Who's the Pied
No,
Piper?
he's a Flash villain.
That's what I thought.
Um,
Okay.
uh, and I just said this one to name another villain.
Okay. So yeah, not
I
him.
didn't know. I did not
Luthor,
know.
sure.
Yeah, yeah,
My thing with
definitely Luther.
Luthor is that this man is so ruthless. Like even I know he's been married a few times, but these marriages were always like business deals. I don't think he was ever like, oh, I'm marrying this person because I love them and I want to be with them and I'm committed to them.
But it was still, a relationship. Luther does have a kid that was abducted by Brainiac, and it was still a whole relationship. So, yeah. So I got three.
Yeah, three so far. And
So, so, so who was?
Cheetah. You said
Oh, that was just another. I didn't have nothing going for Cheetah. I didn't
okay.
know. So yeah, I got three. So
You
now
could have
who?
you
Yeah,
could have said Scott Summers because he was messing around with Emma Frost while he was with Jean.
yeah.
You could have
Hmm.
said um
Wait, was it while they were together? Because Scott and
yeah,
Jean were no, Scott and Emma were together for a while.
yeah, after
Oh,
he
but Emma would go inside of his mind, and yeah,
yeah. That's emotional cheating if
hmm,
I ever seen it.
yeah, yeah.
Um what else? Who else you could have said? Could have said Batman.
How?
I don't know. Maybe he never because has he been in a committed relationship?
He's in a committed relationship with Catwoman. He's dated a
Like no,
reporter.
no, 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 not like dated because he's dated a bunch of women.
Yeah.
But has he? But have we seen him like consistently and intentionally be with a woman?
Selena Kyle. He's been with this reporter for the Gotham
So
newspaper
so Selena
before.
Kyle was going out with Batman and Bruce Wayne.
Yes.
Because for me, okay, okay,
So in your mind he has to go out with both. Because then you could say Selena
like
Kyle and
you gotta be fully a part of my life,
all right. So
or
then
like a marriage, like a long term type deal. Like it's got like we got to see you with them consistently, and like if we just like out fighting crime together, you my crime fighting partner. And sometimes we have sex. That's not the same.
so
That's not the
not
same thing.
not that reporter for the Gotham Press, but then Talia Al Ghul. Um
Were
they
they
were
dating for real, or did she just date rape him so to have his baby?
they were dating for real. They were
Mm.
dating. Talia came to Gotham. Bruce went over to Saudi Arabia or whatever the
Okay.
Al Ghuls were. So yes.
Long distance. Oof.
Hmm.
Not my favorite. Okay. Okay. Well, you didn't
So
get
that's
that one,
still not
Jared.
six though.
It's still because you only named five things, so there's a space missing. But
So
okay,
and
you
I
didn't get that one.
got three, and then
You got
we said two together. So like, what's one more?
The time ran out, Jared. What are you talking
No, I'm
about?
just trying to ask, like what's number
Okay,
one?
okay. Somebody that cheated on their partner. I had a few in my mind before you said your list, your whack ass list. Um,
Oh,
oh, Iron Man was always messing around on Pepper Potts.
was he?
Yeah.
Mm,
This is right. This is the same time when he was like still drinking and
mm,
flying in the Iron Man suit.
yeah. I don't know much about that Iron Man. All
Hmm.
right. You got another question?
Yes, one more list. You ready?
Okay. Yes.
All right, warmed up. Got your brain going.
Hopefully.
It's a short list. You only got to name three.
Okay.
You also only have 10 seconds.
Oh, well, he didn't cheat on Storms. Okay.
Yeah. But you got to name me three comic book children born from an affair in 10
An
seconds.
affair. Okay.
All right, you ready?
No.
Well, Jared, we don't have infinite time on the show. All right, I'm gonna count you down. Three, two, one.
Cable, Legion.
Mm, mm,
Um, I don't know any other kids that were born from an affair.
mm.
Um,
That's
um, um, uh, po po Polaris.
okay. That's you named three. You named two within the time limit, and we'll see about the third. Okay, Legion, David Holler, right?
Mhm. Yes.
Was he born from an affair?
Yeah.
Because
Professor
who
X
was
raped his mom while she was in a coma.
okay, sure. So I mean, like that's debatable. And we have debated. We're not gonna do it again. Um, so that might be born from SA if we are to believe Jared in this moment. But who did was the professor with someone else? Was he in like a primary relationship and was messing around? Yeah, no. Okay, great. But Polaris, yeah, I can believe that because
hmm
who was Magneto's first two kids with? Scarlet Witch and
Scarlet
Pietro.
Witch and Quicksilver. I don't know who their mom is.
But it's not the same mom as
It
Polaris.
is not the same mom as Polaris.
It is not. And do we know the overlap there?
Nope, I didn't read those
Mm,
comic books,
I
so
didn't either. I did not either. Okay. And then who's the first one you said again?
Cable.
Cable. Yeah. That one, I feel like that one solidly counts. It was an unintentional affair,
Yeah.
but it was still an affair.
So who could I have said?
Who could you have said? Mm, mm, mm. I don't have any on top of my head. Oh, Nightcrawler. Hmm.
Nightcrawler was born out of an affair?
Yeah, because when around the time Nightcrawler, because remember when she tells this story, she's like, "Oh, I was with this like rich dude. I had changed into like the ideal woman he wanted, and then, at first she was like, "Oh, I got pregnant by Azazel, and when the child was born a mutant, I had to get up out of there, and I had to throw you over the cliff to save you, or put you in an orphanage to save you, depending on which story you're listening to, because he was gonna kill you."
But see, the thing is, they just retconned that whole thing by making Mystique and what's his other name?
Uh,
Destiny the
Destiny.
parents. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, but even then, they did not retcon that she was in a relationship, married to this rich dude.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they didn't retcon that part. So she was, a woman by day living her happy married life, and a man by night dropping dropping some dick off at Destiny House.
So, you know who I could have said?
Who could you feel said?
Wolverine
Who
and
could?
anybody. Wolverine has so many bastard children.
I mean, okay, not born from an affair, not bastards, not bastards. And then they're not bastards because they got a daddy. Well, I guess they're not married, so no. Yeah, that's rough. That is rough.
Yeah. Connor, I forgot about Connor Hawk,
I don't know who Connor
this
Halt is.
the son of Oliver Queen.
Mmm.
Hmm.
Mmm. I didn't even know Green Arrow had a son.
Yep, because he's a bastard. Well, he's not a bastard. He was born out of an affair.
Okay, okay.
Um,
Well,
and Scar, Hulk's son.
mmm.
Yeah.
Was he? I mean, well, I guess, does it
It,
count if your alter ego is the one that has the affair?
it says Scar is the son of Hulk and Kiera the Old Strong. His conception happened during Hulk's time on the planet Sakaar, making it a
Hmm.
relationship outside of his usual context on Earth. And of course, Scar's love interest is Betty Banner.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's some Oedipus Rex shit right there. I don't know
Hmm.
if it's Rex, but Oedipus. If you've heard of that tragedy, the tragedy of Oedipus.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
I could have said
Are you ready to start the
Sabretooth.
show?
Dang it. I know these.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All
Wait,
right.
wait. Isn't because Sabretooth and Wolverine got the same mom but different dads.
No, wrong. Sabretooth's mom and dad is Graydon Creed, the anti-mutant politician, and Mystique.
Really?
Hmm.
Huh. I never knew that. I thought Sabretooth, then why does he call I guess because they fought in all those wars together. That's why he called him brother
Yeah.
and call him a run all the time.
And they were both in Weapon X together.
Hmm. Yeah. And I'm thinking of the Wolverine Origins movie where they like grew up together.
Mhm. I mean, no.
And I thought like that, yeah, in the MCU they made it seem like they had like the same mom. And even though Wolverine's mom was married to some other dude, maybe she had Sabretooth daddy was like the groundskeeper and she had a baby with him and just kept it on the hush.
Hmm, that's always
But
fun,
it all
isn't it?
came it all came out when they mutant powers were similar.
Mm-mm. In the comics, um, Graydon Creed was a big vocal affirmation of the Sentinel program and of killing all
Mhm.
mutants, and
Mhm.
um Sabretooth is the son of that, the child of that, and Mystique, because Graydon Creed was married, Mystique was like pretending to be a secretary. They had sex,
Mm.
then they had a baby.
Mm. 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 And that baby was Sabretooth.
Yep.
That's wild. That's crazy how Mystique can have two such diametrically opposed children. Because Sabretooth is like very clearly like a villain. And
Hmm.
Nightcrawler is like one of the best heroes out there.
Hmm.
A very good person. He's a priest.
Yeah,
It don't get no better than that.
doesn't get no better. All
Okay.
right.
Well, talking about all this infidelity sort of segues us very nicely into our show. We're going to talk about Namor and why you should cuff your girl when he's around. But Jared, to start us off, can you tell us a little bit about who Namor is as a character, as a person, as a ruler, as a
Okay.
cool kong?
All right. So Namor, he is known as the oldest mutant hero in Marvel Comics. He was
Mm,
the first mutant hero to actually um, uh, go into war with Captain America in his first team. So that's Namor. His real name is Namor McKenzie. Um, He is the son of a princess of Atlantis and an American sea captain, Leonard Mackenzie. Does this sound familiar? Like Aquaman?
Mm.
Hmm.
Mm.
Some of his powers are superhuman strength, amphibious, uh, you know, physiology. He can breathe underwater
Yes.
and on land. He can
Hmm.
fly by thanks to wings on his ankles, enhanced speed and agility, and of course, he can telepathically communicate with marine life. And I think that that has been extended to he can actually control water somewhat. Okay, so Namor is a very proud ruler. He's a very stern ruler. His One of his biggest taglines is Imperious Rex, and he says that, and it was just revealed in the comments that Imperious Rex was actually one of the old rulers. I think the first ruler of Atlantis, and he is
Hmm.
what caused Atlantis to sink. Some
Mm.
of the teams that Namor has been on, he has been in the Invaders, which was the team he fought with Captain America. The Defenders, which is a team that includes Doctor Strange, the Hulk, and the Silver Surfer, which was like, huge powerhouses. He has been, of course, associated with the X-Men for being a mutant. Um, and he was asked to be on this X-Men council, but he was like, I ain't gonna join this. And y'all
Got
better
my own kingdom to run.
he said, I got my own kingdom to run, and y'all need to pay me homage if y'all think y'all can have some floating island on my seas. So yeah, he had to
Hey,
uh
yeah.
do some
Does Namor
things.
call himself a mutant?
Yeah,
Because I feel like I don't think I've ever saw. I don't think I've seen that in comics. I feel like whenever someone like it's like when you try to tell a Dominican that they black, they be like, "No, I'm Dominican."
he
You like
calls himself
Namor,
a
you're a
mute.
mutant. He
Yeah,
be
he
like,
calls
Namor,
himself
you're a mutant. He said, no, I'm Atlantean. I'm the ruler of Atlantis.
he calls himself a mutant. He has been on
Hmm.
the X-Men team several times. He's been a part of the Dark X-Men, which was the
Mm.
team with the Green Goblin, Norman Osborn.
Mm.
Yeah. So
But Norman ain't a mutant.
Norman's not a mutant, but he led the Dark X-Men while that was a
Hmm.
thing.
I don't like it.
Um, he has also been on the Illuminati, which had characters like Iron Man, Doctor Strange, and Reed Richards.
I remember that.
Each character had a little focal point of what they were doing. So let me pull up Illuminati Marvel. So it was like, okay, Iron Man represented uh
The
okay, here we go.
scientific,
Yeah,
the
the
scientific way.
scientific type of uh superhumans. Beast
Technology.
represented the mutants, and before Beast was on there, Professor X represented the mutants. Mr. Fantastic represented the intelligent type of superheroes. Black Panther represented the uh Wakanda, vibranium. Black Bolt represented the Inhumans, and Doctor Strange represented the magicians and the magic.
Mystics.
Of course, Black Bolt left when Namor came on, but they still met in Wakanda. And that was the real beginning of their whole thing, the whole thing between Namor and Black Panther that I can't remember. But yeah, he was also part of the Phoenix Five, which we talked about during the Civil War. Namor aligned with Captain America's faction, supporting the resistance, and
Hmm.
Namor has led Atlantis in numerous conflicts against the surface world. So, but all these conflicts are due to pollution or environmental issues, and even he has attacked multiple warships when they came across his seas. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So okay, let me go back. Namor's king of Atlantis in the Illuminati. Namor's king of Atlantis. Tony Stark represents the Avenger type of hero who understands and appreciates the work of the government. Mr. Fantastic represents the science-based part of the community. Like Bolt, of course, is the Inhumans, and he represents the Ruler King archetype. Doctor Strange is the Sorcerer Supreme, represents the mystical, and
Hmm.
Charles or Beast represents the X-Men.
And what was Namor's again?
Namor was Atlantic's, all the seas.
Okay. Okay. Of course. Of course. Because the
And
world is like
Beast
what,
was
70% ocean?
and Beast became the representative because Professor X died at the end of the I forgot what that storyline, but Cyclops killed the professor and Beast took up his seat on the Illuminati.
Mm, 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 mm.
And now it's Emma
That was the
Frost.
that was the incursion story. Oh no, that was the Illuminati storyline. Sorry,
Yeah.
but the Illuminati was around, still around, kind of during the incursions.
The Illuminati's still around today because now it's
Are
Emma
they?
Frost instead of
Mm,
the instead of Beast or the professor.
I don't like it
Why?
because I feel like Emma Frost just is like a lot of times a lot of times when I see Emma Frost, her character's doing like something real petty, and it's like your motivations are not deep enough. You're just like, oh, I don't like this person, or I didn't like that they did this to me, so I'm gonna do some world shattering shit.
Mm. Well, we already had our Emma Frost episode, so let's.
You did, we did. We
Mhm.
ain't got to go too deep. So let's get back on topic. Let's get back on topic. All right. So like when Namor's around, cuff your girl because Namor is the Mister Steal Your Girl of the
Mm,
Marvel universe. At least one of them. Because and
mhm,
then he don't care who you are. He gonna step. Um, and he's done this to Reed Richards. He's done this
mhm,
to Black Panther. He's done this to Scott Summers. But you know he has had his own his own love interest that he didn't steal from nobody. Those are just the most notable ones. But some of his own folks that he dated, include like Marina, uh, um, who was I think she was like an Atlantean. No, she was an alien. Somehow she got hurt. I don't remember reading the storyline, but somehow she got hurt. Had to stay in Atlantis to like heal herself. They were healing her down there. But she started a relationship with Namor. She ends up
mm,
pregnant. And the combination of the Atlantean DNA and her own alien DNA caused her to turn into like some kind of giant monster during her pregnancy called the
mm,
Leviathan. And that monster like existed for a while until Namor eventually just had to kill her and his unborn child, which is crazy that they made a storyline where a pregnant woman becomes a monster and then has to die by the hands of a man.
yeah, yeah.
I feel like the storyline wouldn't fly today. It wouldn't work. But we also know that Namor was with Namora, and I think that was more like an arranged marriage because
Isn't that
his
his cousin?
Namora is his cousin.
Yeah, that's some Game of
Um,
Thrones type of stuff.
yeah, but you know he's royalty, and that's not that uncommon. Even in like real royal bloodlines, they be like, "Oh yeah, let's go marry your like second cousin. Got to keep the bloodline pure."
Hmm.
Um,
I
so
didn't know that.
yeah,
They're doing some
yeah.
Targaryen mess.
Right, right. Yeah. And the last one I want to talk about is Dorma. Um, and so they began dating. And Dorma was like the jealous type. She was like, she was like, oh, I'm feeling you, Aquaman. It's you and me. I don't know what he was telling her. I feel like the king of the sea might have just been upfront about it, but whenever he was messing with anybody else, Dorman would come and like try to kill him.
Mm,
Like, and the sort of like getting her just desserts. She was kidnapped by an Atlantean named Lyra who wanted to be queen, and so she was like, "Oh, now I see, Namor like you, but I want to be queen, so I'm trying to get in that spot."
mm,
Um, yeah, um, but in between, in between or after these like personal romances, he stepped to Sue Storm. I think that was the first one. Um, yeah. So, we all know Reed and Sue been married for forever. Like
Hmm.
they're like your grandma and granddad. Like things go wrong, they might fall out, be separated for a few years, but they coming back.
Yeah.
Um, and so it's easy for us to see why Sue was attracted to Namor because her husband Reed Richards is the smart guy and not the very like attentive partner. He's like
Hmm.
focused, accomplished, and like he's doing big things, but you're sort of always going to play second fiddle to his work.
I
And
mean,
so Namor comes.
I mean, the whole storyline by Johnny Hickman that really explores that element of Reed Richards really showed how Reed Richards is a horrible father, a horrible husband, and he's just a horrible man. And I think that since that storyline, they have been trying to make him better, but that
Mhm,
storyline that he had the multiple universes, Reed Richards all in one place, and he was always talking to them and or always in the lab and not paying attention to what was going on while they were dying. That storyline was
mhm.
crazy. It's the best storyline in Marvel Comics history, but yeah, that storyline was crazy.
I haven't read that one. If you think of
Mm.
the name of that arc, let me know.
It was by Johnny
But yeah, so
Hickman. Yeah, it
Namor,
was.
what makes it, huh?
I say it was by Jonathan Hickman. It went on for like 2 years, and then it expanded
Oh,
into the Incursion. So this
mm.
fantastic storyline was the
Oh, so it's
opening,
still,
and then the Incursion
yeah.
storyline was the closing.
Okay, okay. So that doesn't really tie into like when Namor showed up and was like, "Yeah, I'm finna sweep you off your feet," because uh, yeah, like Namor. So Namor showed first off, Namor used to kidnap Sue Storm like as a villain against the Fantastic Four for a while, and then
Yeah.
he came back and was like, "Hey, Sue, my bad on all that shit before. You know what I'm saying? That was just business, but you actually kind of bad though." Um, you know what I'm saying? When you turn that top invisible, leave that bottom half to do something to me. Um, and so it ends up shaking up the Fantastic Four status quo, like them two being together. But it never really goes anywhere. Like Sue, like,
Mm.
messes, goes on a few dinners with Namor. They
Hmm.
might I think they spent the night together like one time. And then, Reed Richards, he wake up, he's like, oh shit, I'm losing my family. But they fight about it and they end up getting back together. They're the ones that always come back. And
Mm.
a quick aside is I feel like oftentimes that's like the kind of marriage people push you to have.
What do you
Like
mean?
from a certain perspective, it's admirable, but I don't know if I even want to come back from my partner messing around with me or breaking the agreements of our relationship, whatever they might be. What you think, Jared?
I think that Reed needs to understand who he is and who Namor is. Because
Mhm.
Namor is a very huge competitor for Sue Storm. Namor has been flying around with his feet wings in nothing but briefs for 83 years, and his abs are still on
It
point.
ain't aged a day.
Not a
You,
day.
you
Those
know what?
abs are still
The only reason Namor is in shape because he swim all the time. He's swimming 80% of the time.
okay. And Reed is sitting in his labs. How can he compete with that? And he knows that he looks good because he's in his brief in his 20 pack. It's just
Winnie.
it's this showing to everybody. He don't ever have a shirt on. So he knows what he looks like. He knows what he's doing to these ladies. He got that spicy European look. And so he knows exactly what he does to these ladies. He knows what he be doing. So yes, he is a competitor for Reed Richards and for Sue Storm, who is also a doctor. People don't talk about that a
Mhm,
lot,
mhm.
but Sue Storm is also a doctor. And I think that him not respecting Sue Storm's opinion and then Namor with all his abs and those slanty eyes start to talking to her. I I don't think that she can resist. She has to be an extremely strong woman to be like, Namor, we can't do this no more. No, Namor, no.
But
No,
you you
Namor.
you you right. Like Namor knows he's that. Namor knows he's that nigga. Namor
Mhm.
is like when Namor don't step to your girl the way a lot of folks do in real life. They try to hit her up on the slide. They be in the DMs. Nah, like
Mm-mm.
you'll be standing there and Namor walk up, grab your woman by the waist, and be like, "What's up?"
Exactly. In front of Reed. In front
Yeah.
of
Uh,
Reed.
and then Reed just turn around like, "I gotta finish this potion."
Exactly.
Hey,
Right.
so get off my man. Get off my man Reed. He's smart.
Right.
He getting girl. He getting girls with his personality. He don't need a body.
Mm.
Don't sleep on that stretching power.
Oh my God.
But he's also had Namor has also took Scott's girl. Uh, Scott Summers at this point, maybe I think was the leader of the X-Men. Um, and so I think this might have been like when they was doing that little Illuminati cabal thing.
Hmm.
Well, not no, it could have been because Emma and Namor were in the cabal at the same time, weren't they?
Emma and Namor were
Or
part
in
of the
the
Phoenix
Illuminati.
File together.
That's the one.
Hmm.
But I think it played into that Phoenix Five stuff, but I don't think this is when it I don't think this is a I don't think that's oh yeah, so yeah. Um it's that's what I was getting at. Yeah. So uh Namor and Emma were part of this organization called the Cabal. And it's like it
Mm.
was like an evil organization against I think against the X-Men or just trying to like they were like trying to like make money and like take over the world, but they didn't really care how they did it. Maybe not necessarily evil. We'll just say they was ruthless. Um, and Scott is leading the X-Men, and Emma and Scott are dating at this point. They're together. He done did off with Jean because she died, whatever again. But while Cyclops and Emma are together, Namor end up stepping to Emma, and the romance just kind of grew from there. I got this panel I want to read. I want to read a little bit of at least. Uh,
Can
and
I
it's
just talk about the Cabal a little bit? Because this is a very
oh
interesting
please,
thing. So the
please.
Cabal was a fictional antithesis of the Illuminati. So while the
Mm,
Illuminati was doing things that would be for good, you know,
mm,
the Cabal was doing things for bad. And it included people like Norman Osborn, who um yeah, including Norman Osborn, who represented their technology, Dr. Doom, who represented the scientific side, like Mr. Fantastic, Emma Frost, who represented the X-Men, who is now a part of the Illuminati,
mm-hmm,
Loki, who represented the mystical, magical side, like Doctor Strange, the
mm-hmm,
Hood, who represented Dormammu and all the demons, and then Namor, who was actually on both,
mm-hmm.
represent, of course, the Atlanteans. And this was a part of the Dark Reign storyline.
Okay, I do remember reading this Cabal stuff, and I
Mhm.
remember them reading the Hood. The Hood was actually pretty good.
Mhm.
We should do an episode about like little like smaller characters getting their own stories like that because
Yeah,
the
the
Hood was
Hood
I
is
love the Hood
now
stuff.
Ghost Rider. Yeah.
I don't know if I like that,
I
but
mean,
but
he
it
has like an
fits. It
army of
fits.
vampires and he's killing all the drug people in Chicago.
Hmm. Funny enough, the Hood used to be one of those drug people.
Funny enough. Okay, but back to
But yeah.
Namor.
So I want to show y'all. I want to show y'all some of the audacity that Namor has. So
Mm.
Namor in this panel, like Namor done ran into Emma like in his room by himself. And so he done put the moves on her. So Emma's like, oh no, Namor, stop. Like, it's not the time. Namor's like, why should we? Emma says, I'm with Scott Namor. We can't just, he's like, why not? Don't even let her
He
finish
said
her
Scott.
sentence.
She's with Scott.
She said, "I'm with Scott right now," and she's like, "We can't just."
Oh,
He's like, "Why
Emma.
not?"
I thought you talking about Reed.
Yeah,
Sorry.
we come on Emma. He's like, Emma's like, "I'm with Scott." And Emma's like, "Why not?" Like, who is Scott? I'm the ruler of
Mm-hmm.
Atlantis.
Mm-hmm.
And then Namor's telling her, like, you're not man and wife. The only thread that binds you is a whim. And I don't, he's like, and I don't think you want to go to the grave without knowing what I feel like.
Mm.
Because I think I gotta look for some more context to let y'all know where this panel is coming from. But yeah, Namor, Namor don't play.
I don't think you want to go to the grave without knowing what I feel like.
Mm.
That is so like conceited. like, like he really must feel for himself.
But
But
you know what? If
it's actual game.
if a woman had me alone and pushed up on me and said that to me, yeah, I fold. I'm folding. I'm folding like white sheets on laundry day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tell me you would it, Jared. Tell me that man push you up in the corner and be like, you don't want to die, not knowing my
Oh, he don't
touch.
have to say nothing to me. He don't just come in there with those briefs and I'll get in mine too. And then whatever happens, happens. He do not have to say
Hey,
one
yo,
imperious Rex to me.
Jared, Jared, stand up,
No,
Jared.
I'm
Put
laying
up a
down
fight.
or face down. Shoot, we can do one or the
Lord,
other.
Lord. Okay, okay. Jared, it's not that podcast. This is BGE After Dark, y'all. The last one and the most egregious to me because he was breaking up a happy black couple.
hmm
I use happy a little loosely. I'm gonna be honest.
I know you got to.
But Age of X was a 2011 X-Men crossover that threw the mutants into like the cataclysmic world of like Earth, bunch of numbers 11, 13, 26, 1, 13, 26.
hmm
Um, so the you in this universe, the government had created even deadlier Sentinels than they had in the regular the Earth 616 universe. Is that what it is? Or Earth? Or
hmm
does Marvel do Earth One? I forget. Anyway, but the main universe. So most of the mutants dead. Two of the mutants that survived are, excuse me, are Storm and Namor. And they survived because they minded their own fucking business. Storm stayed in Africa, where she is a goddess, a queen, and is like ruling. Namor stayed in Atlantis and did his ruling. At some point, they meet. They end up falling in love, and Namor ends up leaving Atlantis to stand beside Storm and like protect Africa and all this kind of stuff. But even like in that hellish landscape with like everything blowing up around them, like they still like fall deeper and deeper in love. They end up getting married. And then it all ends. So the heroes like fix whatever time universe breaches happen, and everybody snaps back to reality where Storm is married to Black Panther.
hmm
And Namor is still like the ruler of Atlantis or whatever.
hmm
And so she realized like this whole time she's been cheating on her husband with Namor.
hmm
And they have their memories erased, but when you look at the panel, like you can see Namor and Storm kind of like look back at each other like they didn't get it all.
hmm
Like I remember something. And so like I think it might be a thing. The way I like to rationalize this myself, just make it a little more romantic. You can erase memories, but you cannot erase how your heart feels. So
Yeah.
then they looked at each other, their hearts beat as one, just one last time before they separated. And then
Yeah,
that shit come back up during the Phoenix Five.
that was during the Utopia storyline. When they no, not through Utopia storyline, but when they were on the island of Utopia off the coast of California, and
Hmm.
when Nate Gray or was no when Legion made its alternate
Hmm.
universe, that put them somewhere else. So yeah, I
Mm-mm.
remember that one. Namor and Storm. They were very flirtatious. They were definitely in love.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. But then they say that, she was cheating. I don't think she was cheating. I don't think she was cheating because she didn't even know about this whole Black Panther situation.
If we're gonna call Scott's thing between Jean and Madeline, or the Goblin Queen, whatever you want to call her, if we're gonna call that an affair, this also has to be an affair.
No, because that was all in the 616 storyline.
Because
I
he
mean, the
didn't know,
616
but he didn't
universe.
know that that was a clone and that Jean had been replaced.
True. But then when he did know, he still did it.
No, he
And
didn't. He was
then,
conflicted. He was conflicted after that. He was dating them both for a little bit.
true, he was dating them both. And then
See, that's
and
that's a complicated mess to figure out, as opposed to, snap back, erase the memories. Like I feel like they had a cleaner exit. That's the only difference.
mm-mm.
Namor and Aurora had a cleaner exit. But I want to talk about
Yes, yes.
how it came back up though, because
Okay.
it comes back up like during the Phoenix Five storyline,
Mm-hmm.
and at this point, Storm has been with Black Panther for a little bit longer. Maybe they've gotten over some of their. No, they
Mm-hmm.
haven't, because they haven't. By this point, they're having a lot of trouble. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah, this
Namor's
is
done,
when the marriage was annulled.
Namor done sided with the X-Men and is like, oh, we come in, and goes to Wakanda's like, we looking for the like outlawed Avengers because they keep fucking with the X-Men and we need to put a stop to it.
Mm-hmm.
Wakanda's like, nah, Wakanda and specifically Black Panther's like, no, you can't have them. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to take them if you want them. Namor floods Wakanda.
Yep.
And
Mm-hmm.
Storm sides with Namor and
Namor.
the X-Men. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, you should have gave up those prisoners against her
Mm-hmm.
husband. And I think what influenced that decision was that time they spent together, because Namor flooded Wakanda. Storm was like, no. But then she saw them briefs and them 20 pecs, them 20 abs, and their hearts beat as once, one more time.
Wow.
And she was like, you know what? The X-Men do need me.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think it was a love thing between them two because she didn't mention a love thing then, but now that you say
You ain't
it,
always gotta mention what your heart feels. You ain't gotta
yeah.
always gotta mention what's inside.
Yeah. Wow.
But yeah, man, Namor be out here. So yeah, like if I was in a club and I saw Namor walk in, I'm grabbing my girl with both arms, wrapping them all the way around
Mm.
her.
Okay, let me just ask you this. Would you grab your girl if Usher came into the club?
Nah, I
So
wouldn't.
you're more scared of Namor?
I'm more scared of Namor than Usher. Cause Usher, he gonna sing to her a little bit, might spin her around a little bit, but he gonna give it back to me.
Hmm.
Namor, especially if I'm standing right there. If I'm standing right there, Usher, he gonna keep it civil.
Hmm.
Namor
Gonna
is
take
gonna
her in the
grab my
bathroom.
girl vagina, look me in the eye, and be like Imperious Rex.
Yeah, 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 that's
And now
Namor.
I gotta fight Namor.
And then Namor's gonna look at your girl and be like, "You like this, don't you?" Yeah,
He ain't gonna have to say nothing to her. Her
yeah,
face gonna be like, "Oh yeah,"
yeah. Your girl is melting. Your girl is melting.
literally. Oh man.
Wow.
Oh man.
Okay.
The only thing
Um,
that I might say is that most of the women I date are black, and they be like, I don't really date white guys.
hmm.
That's the only thing that might save me.
Well, that's my exception. Namor is one of my exceptions.
He gonna be like, I'm not white, I'm a mutant.
Exactly. He's Atlantean. They can be
Oh
green.
man, I'm not white, I'm Atlantean.
Yeah. I mean, Atlanteans are fish, so
My skin is like this because I don't where I live, there's not a lot of sunlight.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah,
Oh
yeah.
man. So Jerry, what do you think, man? Your boy Namor,
Well,
certified lover boy.
I like Namor, but I also respect Namor for having
Hmm.
rule. this kingdom. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and I really think that his subjects respect him as a ruler.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, Namor has been through a lot with T'Challa. They had
A
this
lot of coochie.
war, huh?
You've been through a lot of pussy.
That too, that too. And I really think that's the only thing. That's the only thing that Namor hasn't done was have sex with somebody that T'Challa was having sex with. Because they were fighting hard, hard. Like it was like a tit for tat, a tit for tat. And now
Mm-hmm.
it is still going on now. This has been like a 15-year war, and it's still going on now where Black Panther is exiled from Wakanda, and Namor
Yo,
is,
why is this man always exiled?
yeah, he's exiled.
He
Okay, so
keep getting thrown out of his own country.
let me go back. Okay, when they flooded Wakanda, they changed the government because people were
Mm,
mad at Black Panther for always being with that Avengers business. So they changed the government where it was a council, and then
mm.
everybody returned, and there was a whole bunch of revolts, and Doctor Doom came and took all the vibranium. And it was a whole bunch of stuff. So it was like a whole bunch of tit for tat. So Namor would do something, and then Black Panther would do something. Like Black Panther, this was wild. Black Panther had Hyperion lift up Wakanda and then throw it in the, no, not lift up Wakanda. He had Hyperion lift up Atlantis and throw it in the desert.
I remember that.
Yeah,
That shit was ruthless.
that was brutal.
I
That
was
was
like,
brutal.
whoa.
Yeah. So it was always a tit for tat, a tit for tat. And now,
And
um,
you don't think Storm had anything to do with that?
I think
You don't think that they were fighting so brutally and so pettily and Storm wasn't nowhere on either of their minds? Because
so
I don't
while
I
they
can't see
were, I think at the beginning of this, Rift, Namor divorced Storm, and then he got back with Storm, and then his country said, "You gotta leave these outsiders alone." So Namor left Storm, and then Storm came back, stole that sword. So Black Panther uh exiled Storm and was not a friend of mutants, and now Storm is back. So
that.
Namor was the start of all this with that flood. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. But
But
you know what? I respect Namor more as a ruler than I do Black Panther
oh, me
because
too.
Namor always chooses his people in his
Yeah,
country.
yeah.
And like they were like his people were like, nah, you can't marry that outsider, like, or we gonna revolt. And Namor said, all right, I'll get rid of her. But Black Panther would have been like, but they did the same thing to Black Panther when he brought Storm home. And
Mm-hmm.
it was like, nah, you can't marry that outsider. That ain't, she ain't one of us.
Mm-hmm.
And like he was like, nah, I'm marrying her.
Yeah,
And man, it's just that's tough, bro.
that is
But I do
tough.
respect Namor for being always being down for his people. And that's why he still got a country. That's why he ain't
Yeah,
never been exiled from Atlantis.
yeah,
And I think the other half of that is Namor would beat anybody ass who try.
yeah. And now Namor is a representative of Wakanda. So
Mm.
T'Challa's out the government and Namor is in. So this tit for tat continues.
You stole my girl and my country.
Yeah, yeah.
I gotta kill you. I have to kill you now.
He can
There's
try.
I have no I have no other options because you gotta Black Panther is also an enhanced being.
Yeah, yeah, he's enhanced, and they were on the same Avengers team for a while back. They did not talk
Hmm.
to each other. They talked around each other. They said, so like Namor would mention something, and then T'Challa would like mention that same thing, but as if Namor was not in the room with them. So it was like it was funny conversations because they don't like each other. They don't.
Oh,
They don't. But yeah, I
jeez.
don't know why Captain America agreed to put them on the team when he told Hyperion to chuck Atlantis in the desert. Like,
But
okay.
wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. You can't say like because he chose to told Hyperion to chuck Atlantis into the desert when Namor flooded Wakanda.
I mean, he was possessed by the Phoenix then.
I don't what does that even mean? How does that excuse this?
Cause
That
okay,
just means you have the power to flood Wakanda.
do
Like
you
normally you wouldn't be able to do this, but today you got enough power to do it.
true, but do you blame Jean for killing that world with like 5 billion sentient life forms on it when she was a Dark Phoenix?
Yes. Yes,
Oh, you do?
I do. Yes, I do.
Even though she wasn't in her right mind.
I mean, granted her mind was very severely altered. But um there was a point where she was possessed by the Phoenix Force, but it was like regular Jean Phoenix. But she was like, you know what? I'm going to the dark side,
Hmm.
and she let go.
I
Phoenix
mean,
takes over.
but this is in the beginning, the first Phoenix possession.
If I mean, it was true. So yeah, like I think I blame Jean less. I don't think she's
Hmm.
completely blameless in
True,
this,
true.
but I do
Okay.
blame her less
Okay.
because Namor had only like 1/5 of the Phoenix power at this point, and
Hmm.
he
Hmm.
was much more in his right mind.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
while like it's like they say like alcohol doesn't make you act different, it just brings out what's already there.
Hmm. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. And Namor did not like Wakanda. All right.
And it's not even he didn't like Wakanda, he didn't like Black Panther, and he was like, "Yo, you the ruler of this place, so all of your people are your responsibility. If I don't like you, they have to suffer the penalties."
Yeah. I mean, I mean, that's like a real enemy because he knew what would hurt him the most.
Hmm. And
Oh, yeah.
he knew that would like, and it wasn't even just like this will hurt you the most. He's like, I know doing this will destabilize your whole government and your whole country,
And it did.
and it did.
And it did.
Mm, mm, mm.
Oh,
You got some
goodness
questions for us,
gracious.
Jared? You want to take a break?
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a break and come back with everybody's favorite parts, the questions. All right, everybody, and we are Bizac. So you can scroll down in the description and you can find out where you can contact us to send us a question. All right, today's question comes from me. It's to DeMarcus.
Mm.
What is the coolest weapon in all of anime?
In all of anime, the coolest weapon?
Hmm.
The coolest weapon in all of anime. I want to say it is a Zanpakuto from Bleach, a sword from Bleach. And
Hmm.
I think what makes it cool is that it like it is influenced by your soul. So like who you are influences what kind of sword you get. And so by that definition, people change. So you can change and your sword would therefore change. Yes, maybe. I don't know. But like
Okay.
no, the two different I remember watching Bleach and like seeing Ichigo's Shikai for the first time and like shaking in my seat. And then seeing that
Mm.
Bankai for the first time, like standing, like getting up, like yo, like I had to pause it and like walk around for a bit, like yo, like nobody's watching this with me, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think
Um,
and I think in this in the Thousand Year Blood War, they just now like sort of did a deeper exploration of like what makes a Zanpakuto. But I still feel like I want more from these Zanpakuto Soul Reaper interactions. The Zanpakuto War just didn't do enough for me because it was just like, we're all evil now, haha. And it's as opposed to like this is how like we developed our relationship. They did that a lot in the beginning of Bleach, like the sword's personality would just pop up and like start talking to Ichigo, but they kind of just did away with that after we got to a certain level of power, and I think that was a real miss.
Yeah. So there are a lot of good anime weapons.
Mm-hmm.
First, I would say I'm gonna say a whole bunch that need to be honorably mentioned, and then I'm gonna say my favorite.
Mm.
So
Mm-hmm.
Pokeball,
Is that a weapon?
yeah, that's a weapon. It's used to fight
Uh,
other Pokemon.
it's not used to fight Pokemon. It's used to capture Pokemon. It's more of a capture tool.
Not in battle.
Is a net a weapon?
Yes, and that can be a weapon. Gladiators use nets.
All right, fair enough. Okay.
So yeah, Pokeball, the Death Note.
Mm.
Uh, um, have you seen Seven Deadly Sins? Because the Chastafol, is what the fairy
Mm.
used.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um,
That spear? Yeah. The
yes, the
spirit spear?
spear. I know you have you seen the Rising of Shield Hero?
Of course.
The Shield, that's a good
Mm-hmm.
one.
It is. It
Um,
is.
in Demon Slayer, the fan that Tengu used, the demon, he used his fan. He was a demon. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and he used the fan. I really like the fan.
I don't remember that one.
So he was the demon that had four clones, and one of those clones had a fan. And like he
Oh.
could like wave it and like you could go flying halfway across the
Yeah,
world.
okay, I do remember that one. That was like from one of the more recent seasons, like last couple
Mm-hmm.
of years, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Let me see what else. The From Naruto, the Samihada. You know what that is?
Semihata.
It was
Yeah,
like
the
this
shark skin.
shark.
The shark skin
Mm-hmm.
sword. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You be watching one or
I
two
be knowing stuff,
shows.
man.
Okay,
I
but
be
my
remembering the names too.
wait, and I don't. Like I got this website up now. Okay, but my favorite anime weapon is from Kill la Kill. It is um, the scissor blade and the uniform.
Wow. And the uniform. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So th those together are the weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would say the uniform is more like armor, the scissors are the weapon, but okay.
Yeah. Now I haven't seen Kill la Kill, but like, isn't it the same thing that's talking?
The uniform is talking. Yeah, the uniform be talking to it.
Oh, okay. And like the
Yeah.
scissors aren't part of the armor.
The scissors are completely different.
Oh,
The scissors
okay.
are completely separate from it.
Well, I like the armor then because it can
Mm,
change.
mm,
It's like, I like the armor. The armor's my favorite part.
mm.
Armor's my favorite
Okay.
weapon.
And you say you haven't seen Kill la Kill?
I haven't seen it in a while. I haven't
Okay,
seen it in a while.
okay. I don't say you haven't seen it at all. I'm about to say that. How is that your
No.
favorite? You haven't
Oh,
seen
no,
it.
no, no. I watched Kill la Kill and my favorite anime, a Kagame ga Kill, at the same time. And that was perfect anime time for me.
Okay, okay.
But yes, I like the uniform in that anime. All right, DeMarcus, you know what time it is.
Mm,
It's time for us to delve into our Twitter feeds and to take one of these questions from six brown chicks. All right. So I don't have any new ones. I'm just going back to ones I had before. And I
hmm
got two questions for you from February. First one that you can choose. I bumped into my friend's lover at her funeral. Second one, my friend introduced me to her cousin who has been serving the last 7 months on a 4-year sentence.
hmm So bump into the ex at a funeral or someone serving a 4-year sentence.
Yes. I think I read to you the funeral one.
Okay, let's do the other one.
Okay, but I need to give you some choices. Okay. All right, let me give you some more choices because I read the funeral one. Let me take that off. Okay. So
Uh, what are some other options? Wait. What's the 4-year sentence one?
you want to do that one?
Yeah, sure. Let's do
So,
that.
okay. Let me take this one off. All right, here we go. My friend Kalila introduced me to her cousin Juliet, who was serving her last 7 months on a 4-year sentence.
Mm,
Juliet was the poor man's Beyonce, tall, built, flawless skin with the cutest dimples. We became pen pals. I put money in her books. I started working out. She turned her, I think I read this one too.
mm-mm,
Yeah, because the girl, okay, I'll just read it all. And I have to edit these out.
mm-hmm.
All right, so we became pen pals. I put money on her books. I started working out. She turned her life around, and I was there to pick her up. At the same time, my baby mama was trying to move back in with my son, but I blocked that outright, sent them to their mama's house. I made room for Juliet. She arrived, buff, hard, with a slash on her face that ran from her temple to her chin. She spits, cracks her knuckles, and she yanked my dick so hard that I refused to perform. I overheard her on the phone telling her female roommate, I mean, her female inmate, you know how I miss what this mouth do. She steals from me. She pawns my things. I want her out of my house, but I'm afraid to tell her to leave. Help.
I don't think I've heard this one before. You remember giving me? You remember us doing this one?
No, I'll be reading them out loud when I
Mm.
practice.
Oh, okay. Man, so let's recap real quick.
Mhm,
So this man, first off, is married already, or no, has doesn't have not married. He's not married. He has a child with another woman,
mhm,
but one of his friends introduced him to this person that's getting out of jail soon,
mhm.
and so she's fine. It sounds like, but when she got out, you realize like, oh, she a criminal for real. She ain't out committing crimes against people she don't know. She committing crimes against everybody,
Mhm.
especially those closest to her.
Yeah.
And you blocked your own child moving in with you. And was it
Mhm.
was it the baby moms and the child trying to move in, or just the child?
It says at the same time, my baby mom was trying to move in with my son, but I blocked that outright, sent them to her mama's house.
Okay, yeah. So the baby moms and the son was trying to move in. Wow. So you denied your family for this jailbird who is now ruining your life, stealing all your shit, pawning your stuff, stealing your money, spitting. What? Where is she spitting? Because if she outside and it's just like a tuh, like it's not
Hawk
desirable.
tour.
The hawk tour. Yo, she's spitting. Yeah, and cracking her knuckles. Cracking her knuckles shouldn't be a big deal. That doesn't. Well, I don't know. I mean, like, I guess if that bothers you, make sure you mention it. But yeah, but the spitting, if it's like she spit here and there, but now if he mentioned it, it ain't here and there. It's got to be like she's all the time. She wake up spitting.
Mhm. It says she spits, cracks her knuckles, and she yanked my dick so hard that I refuse to perform.
She been rough, but I mean, she been in jail. She wanted. She
Yeah.
been deprived for 4 years.
Hmm.
Shoot, Mm, that's you've made a lot of wrong decisions, and now you need to Man up, admit you was wrong. Tell this woman to move out your house. If she beat your ass, go ahead and take that ass whooping. If you steal all your stuff and pawn it, just take, like all of these things in your life that she's taking from you are not worth more than your peace. Because right now, having her in your life, you're losing your peace and you can't stand it. So, yeah, you need to just man up, broski. Just be like, hey, look, I don't want you to stay here no more. Like, no, but not I don't want you to stay here. No, you can't stay here no more. Or maybe even
Mhm.
shit, get you a tool before you do it. You know what I'm saying? So if she jumps stupid, you got something to pull on. But yeah, like just tell her, like, hey, look, you can't stay here no more. This is not what I signed up for. You know, there is a part of me that wants to be like, oh, give her some grace, like, have a conversation with her and be like, hey, look, you're out of jail now. You can't keep acting like this.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, but not in this situation. I wouldn't have the patience for this. So I can't get I wouldn't I could not I cannot imagine a version of me that does that. So that's not the advice I can give.
Okay. Okay. Um, my thing is, you can't learn these habits in just 4 years. This woman has been like this all her life. And this is what
Hmm.
you asked for. You asked for this when the cousin introduced y'all and you started writing her, putting money in her books, promising her things. This is what you asked for. And then you open up your doors without even knowing this person. And then she yanked your penis so hard that you can't even perform that evening. This is what you asked for. And then she's telling her female inmate that she misses licking her pussy. And that you so now you feel inadequate on top of that. But this is what you asked for. So
I
you
missed
have
that
to.
last part. I didn't understand the last part. So she's accepting calls from her old cell buddy
Mhm.
and being like, I miss, and telling the old cell buddy that she misses her mouth.
It says, you miss what this mouth do.
Oh, oh,
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah. So you just feel inadequate. And then she's stealing your things. And now you want her out the house. Why is she in there in the first place? Because you don't know
And
her.
that's probably why she pulled your dick like that. She's a lesbian and she don't like dick for real. So she heard it, so you wouldn't pull it out around her no more.
DeMarcus.
What?
Okay. All right.
Does that
Well,
not make sense to you?
no, it doesn't. No, it
Like
doesn't.
if you pulled your thing out and somebody poked it with a fork, would you ever pull it out around them again?
But she may not be a lesbian. She may be bisexual.
It don't sound like it
For that one from that one comment,
from this one story. This is all I have to go on. If
I
you want me
think
to
that
have a
she
different opinion, give me more information.
okay, but she's in jail with around a whole bunch of women for 4 years. She's gonna lick some pussy and and have her pussy licked.
Hmm. I'm not a crackhead, so you can put me in a room full of crack, filled to the brim. I'm not gonna touch a microgram of it because I don't do that.
I mean, if it's filled to the brim, you're gonna get some crack fly up your nose just on the offshoot.
No,
Just when the breeze blow,
no,
it's
I'm
gonna
not.
fly up your nose, and then you'd be
No, I'm
like,
not.
that was pretty good. I wonder what
There, that's what you would do. Stop projecting.
crack helped you lose weight.
I don't, Jerry. Let's continue with the rest of it.
So, and now you want her out your house. You can't have it out. You can't have it your way. So
Yes,
you
yes,
want
he
her,
can. It's his house.
I mean, it's his house, but he also invited this attractive young woman in. So he's got to say, okay, I need to talk to her, sit her down, tell her that I'm not liking her spitting everywhere. I'm not liking the rough house stuff. See what she says. And then when they talk, when they have that conversation, They can determine if it's best for her to stay there while she is transitioning back to a normal everyday life.
I'm
But
calling your PO and having the police come pick you up
for what?
for disrespecting me in my home
No, that's
and for my penis.
I don't think that's against the law. But
It's not against the law.
but yeah, I think that that is what you ask for. You know, every time somebody comes out of jail, out of any situation like that, it's going to be a transition, and you are there to help her with that transition.
That ain't my job.
And and you're not liking it, so you have to sit there and talk to her and help her re um attune herself for getting back into the real world. So you ask for this, you got to see it through. Don't just all I'm saying is do not just abandon her because she is annoying right now.
She ain't annoying, she's stealing. She's actively harming your life.
I don't think I think that the thing is that she can't get a job, so then how is she going to get money? Just because she pawns a toaster.
They have like transition programs for felons like that.
Okay.
That ain't your job, bro. Get out of there. Get her out of there. That's your place. Get her out of there.
All right. Well, that's our answer. You can send us questions to Black Geek Energy at Instagram and TikTok, BGE underscore pod on Twitter. You can email us at blackgeekenergy at gmail.com. Don't forget to rate us 5 stars on iTunes and leave us a comment. We've been a couple of comments lately. Have you been reading them on iTunes?
Wait, reading what on iTunes?
The comments that we've been getting.
We've been comments. I have not.
Hmm.
But
And
I'll go and check it out.
you can also um leave us some comments and give us thumbs up on YouTube. Have you been reading the white people mad at us for saying that we're not going to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance anymore?
I'm finna look at that right now.
Yeah, because you know
I'm finna
I
look at
post the clips and it's a short and the white people are mad at us. So I love making
They
white people
don't do
mad.
that anymore.
Oh, they don't do it anymore in schools? I know they don't do
I
cursive. They
don't
don't.
think so.
Oh, really?
I don't think so, Jared.
Oh.
I don't think that's the thing in schools no more because like a lot of there's like a lot of different like religions and stuff. It's like there's a lot of different kinds of people in school. And like I remember when I was in school, like some people couldn't. Oh shit! I remember when I was in school, some people couldn't stand for the Pledge of Allegiance because of their religion. Like I think like if you're Muslim, you can't do that or something. And
Well,
so
I know in
yeah,
Noonan, everybody had to stand. And then I took a stand by sitting down. I was Rosa Parks one day. It was a whole ordeal. But yeah, you can leave us a comment, give us a thumbs up, or whatever. And if you're a white person who doesn't like these black thoughts, you know, we appreciate you helping the algorithm so that we can further expand the Black Geek Energy empire.
wow,
DeMarcus, do
Jared.
you have any final thoughts?
Uh, Jared, you be talking crazy on here. You be talking
How?
on here like you ain't got nothing to lose.
How am I talking crazy?
Um, okay. Final thoughts. Cuff your girl when Namor come around. That's my
Mm,
final thought.
okay. All right.
Yo, he might smell like fish,
Oh yeah, he
but he
does
your
smell
girl
like
favorite
fish.
dish.
He is the favorite dish. That's true. That's true.
Mhm.
All right. Namor, he can get it. Um, Catch us next time. Like Geek
Yeah.
Energy. And we're
Black
out.
Geek Energy. BGE out. What's happening, my fellow geeks out there?
It's a new year. Welcome to 2024. New me or the same you. You know, however you want to play it this year. Um, I am here to tell y'all that I am in a much better space mentally, and a lot of that is due to getting, I'm not going to say the help I need, but having someone to talk to objectively, like that third party who's just there to give you advice and not really trying to put their own judgment on you. And also like kind of helping you, think through some of your thoughts. Maybe you're an external process, maybe an external processor, maybe not. Um, but you can do all of these things with betterhelp.com. So you can be in the same place I am. You can be in a better place than I am. You can improve the way you think and the way you approach situations just by having someone to talk to about it that you know is not there to judge you, that you know is available at the send of a text, that you know you can switch them out as if it's not working. If they're not giving you the advice you need, you can just say, hey, better help, give me someone else, and they'll find you someone else to partner with. Tell you it's an amazing service. And if you tell them we sent you, you're gonna get a discount. Because why would we tell you to go if we're not going to hook you up? So go to betterhelp.com/BGEpod and tell them DeMarcus sent you.